The Dani Johnson Show is here to help you.
We want to see your economy thrive.
Helping you focus and set your priorities.
And you can do this by learning the skill sets, the strategies, and the mindsets of 2% of the population.
The Dani Johnson Show. Listen closely.
What are your weaknesses? What are your greatest strengths? And what are your weaknesses?
Learn how to make the most out of your strengths in this life and how to grow in the direction that is best for you and your family. This is The Dani Johnson Show.
Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Hey, I don't know if a day is a day that you need to laugh, but as I sat down for today's show, I realized that I'm probably going to laugh a lot today. And no, today's program is not going to be so much about us having fun, but sometimes we just have to laugh at ourselves, right? Hey, do you make mountains out of molehills? It's not that difficult. All you have to do is throw a little bit of dirt on it. Oh, and it just so happens that I found myself in that place last night and again this morning. And sometimes you just have to laugh at yourself. You know, today's show, where we daily, you and I get together, we have this appointed time, at this station, and whatever platform it is that you are listening or watching the show, where we redefine success. In order to succeed, number one, we have to determine what does success look like for us, because we each have our own individual destiny, just like we have our own individual DNA. The amount of hairs on our head is numbered. We have our own individual thumbprint. Nobody was made like you, and nobody was made like me. And so we have our own individual destiny. And therefore, success has to kind of be a one-size-fits-all. There has to be some things that are inherent towards it. And then, of course, there is the popular messaging about success that is out there. And I hate to tell you, but most of the popularity concerning success and the topic and how to achieve it and all that stuff is bogus. It's absolutely bogus. How do I know? Because I used to live that bogus life. and I've watched hundreds of thousands of my clients attempting to live that bogus formula, that bogus life. And then what do they end up with? Just a pile of rubble, of a mess of a life and broken relationships. But I'm here to tell you that it is possible to get all that you want, how you want it, without sacrificing your family, without sacrificing your fun, without sacrificing your health. There is a way, there is a path, but I hate to tell you, it does not go with the popular culture. The way is not the way everybody else has been telling you, sacrifice everything for a few years and then, man, you're going to be really successful. Been there, did that, bought the house, bought the cars, the food, the jewelry, the clothes, the vacations, the gifts for everybody. Miserable with a heart attack and a nervous breakdown and almost divorced for the second time. Pathetic bill of goods. Anyway, so here every day on the Dani Johnson Show, we are redefining success. You have to determine what success looks like for you, my friend. One area that I will tell you, because there's lots of obstructions to success, and that's why we got to get together every single day of the week. 7 days a week on our website. You got lots of good info that's available for you, content that's designed to help you succeed financially, in your family, with your business or your career, whatever dream or aspiration it is that you have, as well as how to push through the sludge, some of that daily stuff that enters our life that we just want to smack out of the park. But yet we still got to deal with those things. Because you know what? Sometimes there are things in life that just stink. Yes, like a skunk. Some things are just awful. And I kind of had one of those nights, last night. So we're going to talk about our response when things don't go the way we want them to. Oh my gosh, yeah. When things don't go the way we want them to, when somebody decides to enter into your schedule, your day, you're in the midst of, doing your routine, and somebody just comes in and says, bam, I'm invading this space, and I'm going to change up everything you had been planning for a week, and I'm just going to disrupt what you're doing, and I'm going to add a whole lot of pressure to your life for the next 24 hours, and that includes your sleeping time. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my response wasn't very good. Well, it kind of was good. I was nice to the person who was sitting there telling me that, yeah, what I had. Okay, so here, I get home from the office and now I've got the meal that's, it was already actually halfway prepared. And so now I'm pulling out the pot. I'm going to boil up the pasta. I had made a huge pot of Italian sausage and red sauce some months back, had it in the freezer. And so I knew that yesterday was going to be a busy day, so I'm not going to have 2 hours to cook or an hour to cook or anything like that. So I'm pulling a meal that I had already prepared 2 months ago out of the freezer. All I have to do is boil pasta, saute up some green beans, and bam, we're done, right? So it'd be like less than 30 minutes, dinner would be on the table, okay? But no, I come in and somebody informs me that, tomorrow, which is today, that, everybody's off. Meaning, so my kids now, the ones that are living with me, my son and my daughter-in-law are staying with us at the moment while they're saving money to move with their dogs. I know I said that. Come on, keep it to yourself. You know you've gone through that before. Anyway, so here I am. I'm informed that, so my other son, Roman 17, he works at nights sometimes. And so it turns out our oldest son, his birthday is this week, okay? And they're going to be leaving. They're going out of town. And so there was not, and he's married, right? So his wife should be the one that's planning his birthday party. Mom's job is over. Okay, so the wife should be planning, and she did plan something for him, but the plan didn't have anything to do with anybody else in the family. That's okay. That's totally fine. No big deal. And so I thought, okay, I'm off the hook for doing any of the birthday thing other than a card and the gift and, happy birthday, I love you, son, and I'll make you your favorite meal whenever it is that you plan on being home when our schedules somehow collide. So, yeah. Anyway. Well, I wasn't very successful last night. I'm just going to tell you that. Yes, I had a moment where I started to come unglued. So she tells me that, everyone's home for dinner tomorrow. And I'm like, so we're going to, so Hans said something about we're going to have his birthday, dinner and dessert tomorrow night. I'm like, I'm looking at her with a smile. Then my smile just goes straight. I'm like, all right, so dinner's at 5:30 tomorrow night. I wasn't planning on doing dinner tomorrow night. I mean, which is tonight. I had plans from 7 to 9:30, and everyone usually is working out on those Tuesday nights. It's usually a night where nobody is at the house. So, I make a dinner and people eat it whenever it is that they can get to it, basically. So it's usually me and my youngest son, and then everyone else gets it whenever they get it. Okay. So I pack up the dinner I had started, I throw it right back in the fridge, and I pull out some tilapia, I pull out the panko, I start frying up some fish, and I make a whole nother meal because last night didn't have a deadline. Almost everybody was home last night, so I make this meal. And now I'm like, okay, I'm at the office all day tomorrow. So I'm going to have to create a birthday meal. And just so happens that rigatoni's and sausage is one of Kate's favorite meals. So that's why I decided to save that. But I have to bake a cake now. I have to figure out this whole birthday thing. And I'm looking at my time schedule and I thought I was off. And oh my gosh, friend. So I'm just okay. I'm packing it up. I'm like, first of all, there was no communication, right? There's no notice, right? Okay. Have you ever had this happen to you? Somebody just decides to come into your life. You've got your week planned out. You've got, commitments. You've got your meal plan, right? And there was no communication. I'm not even given 24 hours to figure this stuff out. And I'm just supposed to smile and go, okay, that's great. Come on, you know what I wanted to do. So, long story short, I can feel my emotions, and I hadn't eaten, and that was bad. I should have eaten, and I should have. So, therefore, here comes those emotions, and I'm just frustrated. My brain is shorting out. I'm one of those organized people. I am. Common courtesy of communication would be nice. That's an important thing for succeeding in life. But in all reality, in order for us to succeed, we have to learn to be more flexible. We have to learn to roll with whatever the punches are that are coming at us. And this was so minuscule, right? Right? Someone invaded my schedule. Someone invaded my routine. And now, man, my heart is pounding, my stomach is toiling, and then all of a sudden my husband comes in. I go to meet him at the hall, and he can see that I'm just like, ugh. He's like, what's up? And I go straight into his home office, and I just lost it. I go, everybody, this is so hard. This time of my life is so difficult. It's very difficult to do these meal plans. It's very difficult to feed everybody, and no one communicates with me as to what nights they're gonna be home, what nights they're not gonna be home. So either I make too much food or there's not enough food. So every time I think that no one's gonna be home, people are home and I don't have enough food for them. And I just lost it. My eyes are filling with tears, and my husband is smirking at me, which made it worse. He's smirking at me. He actually has to put his head down because I can see his little smirk in his teeth. I can see him starting to smile. I said, and you think this is funny. Now, I know I'm having a 2-year-old temper tantrum, but this is making it worse. You need to stop that. Oh, my gosh. Bad, right? Bad. So I wish I could tell you that my response was awesome. So as soon as I let the teapot go, and I had my mommy moment of, I'm not having an easy time dealing with adults in the house, and I'm not having, meaning other, my son's an adult, his wife is an adult, sort of, and then these other 2 kids that are 15 and 17 who act like they're 25 most of the time, and then every once in a while they act like their age, like, and, everybody's, adult life that they're living. They got jobs, right? Roman owns a house. He manages, renters, and, people are just not communicating with me, and I'm trying to serve, I'm trying to feed. I just ranted. I did. And tears were in my eyes, and when I saw my husband smirk, I'm like, this is not right. Have you ever felt that way before? Have you ever had somebody invade your schedule and just decide to change everything, all your plans for you? And then you kind of have to figure out how you're going to make all that work and come together. Yeah. Oh, and it didn't stop. So here it is this morning. I'm just sending a text to everybody. Just a reminder, just as Lauren and I talked yesterday, dinner's at 5:30. She's like, we never said dinner was at 5:30. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, I found a way to get the ingredients to make the cake, and I'm going to rush home as soon as I'm done at the office, and I'm going to bake the cake, get the rigatonis, get everything done, and get it finished by 5:30. Wow. And now they're saying, oh, I don't remember that. Like, so we're going to talk about today in redefining success for your life, whether it is in your business, your finances, or your family, how we probably need to react a little better than having a 2-year-old temper tantrum. So, I need to learn from you right now, today. And by the way, who knows? There might be some other hormonal issues that are going on inside of me. There's a lot of things happening, but I need your help today. I think that when other people call in, you're going to get help today if you respond like I did last night. Bad deal. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more of redefining success for you right after this.
Stay tuned for helpful advice on life and more on The Dani Johnson Show.
If you're a Christian who's paying too much for healthcare, you're going to love Medishare. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. It's affordable. Families average around $300 a month, and it's accepted by America's largest network of health providers. Plus, the healthcare law has a special provision for Medishare members, so you're exempt from any tax penalties. But here's the best part. Medishare is based on the timeless principles found in God's Word. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is healthcare the way God meant it to be.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your healthcare. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical healthcare. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Cooking healthy, simple, and inexpensive is a key part to saving money. I know how hard it is to meal plan, and it takes a lot of time. This is why you need Emails. Emails does meal planning for you. They send you written plan every week that is easy to stick to so that you buy only what you need and you save a lot of money. Emails has a team of culinary professionals and clinical dietitians who create new plans for you with healthy and delicious recipes every week. Email plans are based on food styles like clean eating, paleo, diabetic, and slow cooker. The average emails user saves $1,000 on groceries without using the kind of money-saving tips that I teach you. What's not to love about that? Emails.com makes healthy cooking at home simple and inexpensive. You need to get emails in your life today. Go to emails.com using the promo code DANI, that's DANI, for a special discount. You're going to love me for this. Go to emails.com.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Fida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheets or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
If you know me at all, I don't want you to spend a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and accept credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin Sykes at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He is so confident that he can save you money, he'll actually pay you $100. Listen, if you accept credit cards, check it out. Call 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. Guarantees he'll save you money or pay you $100. No risk. So why wait? Call today. It's quick to change from your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani told you to call. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709 or visit them at prestigemerchantsolutions.com. Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today.
Now, more of the Dani Johnson Show.
Sometimes you just have to cry. Sometimes you just have to shout. Sometimes you just have to have that moment where, you're like a tea kettle. Like the steam just goes off. Are you one that has a practice or a habit of making a mountain out of a molehill? I'm happy to say that I don't do that every day and that I do have things that invade my life, but my typical response, oh man, I'm getting convicted. My typical response, at least 50% of the time, is not making a mountain out of a molehill. But I gotta tell you, in the last 24 hours, I definitely made a mountain out of a molehill. I did. Confession time. And you know what? In order for us to succeed and have success in every area of life, We literally have to look in the mirror and say, okay, where do I need to improve? How can I help this situation get better? And we have to mature. You see, there's this big, giant, stupid fairy tale out there that says that, success means you're perfect and that you never make mistakes and everything is always wonderful and clear blue skies. There's nothing further from the truth, friend. There are hardships. And then there are little tiny things that we make a big deal about that we really don't need to. And I got to tell you, I have found that the cell phone and texting makes it easier for me to overreact and fast. Oh, I've actually twice in a week, I've caught myself doing that. Yeah, twice. Bad. Twice. And it's right there, right? So somebody sends you this blazing text and you're like, right? You're just jamming that sucker. You're almost going to break the glass that's on your phone, right? And you're just bam, bam, bam. And they're shooting a text back and then you're shooting another one back pretty soon. You've totally sweated the small stuff. You've totally made a mountain out of a molehill. And now you got other problems to fix. Like, I kind of have one that I'm going to have to fix. Because as the mother of the house, as, the business owner, yes, the one who stands for your success and is behind you, I'm going to have to eat crow, grow up, put my big girl chonies on, and bite the bullet, smile and love. I wish you could see my face right now. I wish you could feel what I'm feeling right now. But enough about me making a mountain out of a molehill and sweating the small stuff. What about you? How do you respond to situations like that? What have you found to work for you and or against you so we can all learn from each other? Okay, because I just know today is going to be a day where I'm going to be convicted for this entire 2-hour show. 844-200-3264. I'm really looking to improve in this area, okay? Come on, it's no small wonder. Dani Johnson, yes, in my early days was a massive hothead. I am way better than I was in those early days, but I'm still way farther away from being the cool-headed person that I need to be. I'm not saying cool like I'm so cool. I'm saying a cool head. Like I don't let my head get hot. 844-200-3264. Again, that's 844-200-3264. How do you handle it? I used to blame my heritage. I used to blame my bloodline, right? I've got fiery blood. I'm Middle Eastern. I'm of the Spanish descent, Nicaraguan, a little bit of Irish in there. There's some Italian somewhere in there. It's just this Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, fiery. Throw the Nicaraguan in there. I got a little bit of African in there. My bloodline comes from places where people killed people. That's just the bottom line. Really, in lots of different ways, too. Vindictive, yes. Yeah, war, right? Yeah, not good. It's just not good. It's just not right, is it? And here's the facts. When we are reactive like that and we make a big deal out of small things, right? We sweat the small stuff. And I remember 27 years ago having a millionaire say that to me, Dani, don't sweat the small stuff. It's all small stuff. No, it's not. Oh, gosh. 844-200-3264 is that number. I'm looking forward to hearing how you keep a cool head. What are your personal strategies? Sometimes you really do. You just have to laugh. Sometimes you just have to laugh. I often laugh at myself. What about you? 844-200-3264. I really am. I'm looking forward to you teaching me today because I need it. I need a spanking. I'm getting it right now, just the fact that we got to talk about this today. But again, what does it look like to your staff when you're a hothead? What does it look like to your family when you're a hothead? It looks stupid. Okay, not only that, but we're teaching our kids how to be hotheads, and that's a disaster for marriage. Trust me, I've had so many disasters in my marriage because my husband and I both are hotheads. Right? Clash. Yeah, an orchestra and an opera singer doesn't come close to the kind of noise that we can make. Anyway, this is Dani Johnson. I'm looking forward to hearing from you right after this.
Don't just stand there. Soak this up. It's joy, it's encouragement, it's insight to a better life and how to meet your obligations and overcome obstacles.
The Dani Johnson Show.
This is the Dani Johnson Show.
radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
If you love to cook, but you hate planning, you'll love emails. Emails completely removes the pressures of planning healthy and budget-friendly meals. Every week, your emails plan comes straight into your inbox with easy recipes and a shopping list. Then all the ingredients you need for yummy meals are already in the house after you go to the grocery store. And you could save an average of $1,000 this year. Emails.com makes healthy cooking inexpensive and simple. Go to emails.com and use the promo code DANNY for that exclusive discount.
Giving you the playbook to design your life. This is the Dani Johnson Show. And now, here's Dani.
Don't you hate it when somebody says, man, you need to chill out? Just calm down. What does that make you want to do? Does not drive you crazy? Just chill. Well, I'm so happy to say that my husband did not say that to me last night as I was blowing a gasket. I was blowing a gasket last night over something so stupid, so ridiculous, but here came the flood of emotions, and I wasn't blowing a gasket at him. I was blowing a gasket about a set of circumstances, some changes that have happened in our life that are hard for this very organized, very routine, very vigilant kind of person is having a hard time adjusting to the additional flexibility that I'm already required to live in. Anyway, we're talking today about redefining success in our responses. Yes, to when there's an eruption in our life that takes us off of our course, and when we look back, it's really small. When you look back in the majority of the fights with your spouse, they're probably little tiny things. You know what I mean? The little things that you respond to in the office or even about your finances. You know, you've heard this before. Don't sweat the small stuff. It's all small stuff. So we're going to be listening from our incredible, faithful listeners to the Dani Johnson Show about how they deal with it. Because right now, I don't have a lot to offer for you. Because right before I started this show, I was caught in overreacting with text messages. All right, Sunshine, I need to know. Sunshine from Atlanta, such a great name. I need that name. My girlfriend calls me that every day. Good morning, Sunshine. But Sunshine, okay, so talk to me about how you react to circumstances, you know, those eruptions that happen. What is your strategy? Or are you like I was today and yesterday? Sunshine, are you there? We cannot hear her. She must be muted. There we go. There you are. Go for it.
Hello, I'm muted. Are you there?
Yeah, go for it.
Yay! I did and sometimes still do react that way. But what I wanted to talk about is I had right before First Steps in July in San Antonio.
Okay, hold on a second. I want to make sure that our listener understands. First Steps to Success is our training seminar where we teach people how to build businesses and careers, annihilate their debt and grow their finances, and improve their relationships in their everyday life. And so she's saying that she attended one of those First Steps to Success training seminars in July. By the way, the next one's coming up here shortly. Yes. And you got to check our website for details on that, DaniJohnson.com. Okay, go ahead, Sunshine.
Amen. So I stepped into something big when I said, yes, I'm going to go. So what happens when you step into something big? Life throws everything your way.
Yes.
I ended up in the ER with my son to the point where I didn't think I was going to be able to make it because I really needed to be with him.
Yeah.
The night before, there was other stuff in between, but I can't remember what it was now. The night before, we have one car. Uh-huh. Our one car blew a tire late at night after hours. And I budgeted everything down to like the last penny for First Steps. so there was no cab money. So I told my husband when he called me, I said, you get it fixed now, or I'm leaving the house now with my 2 suitcases and I'm walking the 20 miles to the airport. I'm not missing this. And he's like, it's okay. I said, well, you better hurry up and figure it out, because if not, I really do need to start walking now. I used to do 12-mile rock marches in the Army, but that was 20 years ago. I'm no spring chicken. Let's figure this out. So I was frustrated, but I didn't blow up.
Awesome.
Which is unusual for me, because you blamed your heritage. I blamed being a Jersey girl.
Yeah. Oh.
So then I stepped up again recently, and last week I started in a group, and it's high demand on time, high demand on energy, and I'm loving it. But of course, hubby goes and plays in poison sumac and didn't know what he was doing, and ends up having me to take him to the doctor the next day while his eyes are swollen shut and everything's going to Hades in a handbasket. And the rest of the week just kind of went like that. And then this week started up the same way, because guess who else got it through transference now?
Ooh, you touched the man. What were you thinking?
No, I touched the washcloth, because we didn't know he had it yet. He hadn't quite had that severe
Oh,
allergic
my
reaction.
gosh.
And so the left side of my body, because I'm right-handed, I wash left side first. I have poison sumac. Luckily, I did not have allergic reaction, so I just itched to high heaven. Which is distracting, and I had to take time out from work, and I had to go, and I work from home, but still, I had appointments.
Wow.
And I had to upend everything.
Okay, so how did you push through that? Because again, these crazy things that can happen. So what is your strategy? What did you do did you blow it, or did you keep a cool head and move through it?
I did not blow it. You have that internal blow up where you're like, seriously, dude?
I know.
But externally, I was like, okay, I need to contact this person, and I need to reschedule these things.
So it's just get busy on the task, quit reacting. Yep, and go. Exactly.
No time. If you focus on your goals and where you want to be in your life and what you have, and I have deadlines right now for these goals, so I really just
don't have time.
People say, I don't have time.
Yep.
I don't have time to play.
Yeah.
I'm like,
or to react. Seriously,
Exactly.
you don't have time to mess around with feelings that are hurt, or oh no, what if this happens, and then that happens, and then this happens. Gosh, man, we have such a tendency of creating, again, that's the mountain of a molehill, right? Oh my gosh, I'm itching everywhere, I can't possibly work, and if I can't work, then this is gonna happen, and then I might lose my job, and if I miss that deadline, I'm gonna have to pull an all-nighter. If I pull an all-nighter, then I'm not gonna see my kids, and then, right? And then if we lose our income, oh my gosh, then this is gonna happen. We're gonna lose our house. This is what we do. We build on that stress, and we actually complete the story of the disaster, and it hasn't even happened. But we start.
And that used to be me so bad.
Really?
I used to do that every single time. And, I learned some things through First Steps to Wealth. Before I came to First Steps, I learned way more at First Steps to Success. Way more. And I started implementing. Before I even got home, I started implementing.
That's
and
awesome.
It turns things around.
Wow.
It's not a miracle cure. It's not a magic pill. You have to work it.
That's right.
But if you're willing to work it, things start to turn around.
They do.
They can't help but start to turn around.
They do. And I'm so glad that you called in to share that, because you're making me feel better. Because I really was that person that built on the torment. I added the bricks of torment, added the bricks of worry by doing this. Oh no, and then this is going to happen. Then what happens if that happens? And if that happens, then this is going to happen. You just create this. I remember doing that in business specifically, actually, of oh no, my sales are down, and if I don't get the sales up, then that's a whole nother month of no income, and if I have another month of no income, oh no, and I'm not gonna be able to pay taxes, I'm not gonna be able to pay people, and I won't be able to pay my rent, then I'm gonna end up on the street. We just build and build and build the horror movie that we are writing right with our mouths, and all the what ifs that come into play. And so you find yourself there today, stop it. Stop that now. I'm talking to myself too. I used to be that person. Thank God. Now it'd be a 3-minute reaction, a 5-minute reaction, and then I'm done, right? Versus building this huge, story that I don't want to live that. Do you? You don't want to live the story in which that you're creating out of your mouth because of the overreaction. So, yes, keep a cool head, calm down. And as what Sunshine from Atlanta just said, she goes, I just got busy on my tasks. I can't do anything about this issue. I just got things I got to get done. Let's just get those things done. Because those times of, sometimes we got to, the teapot's got to blow and then bam, get back to work. You know what I mean? Get back on that task, which is what I had to do last night, which I had to get dinner ready. Okay. So it was like, all right, plan B, let's go with it. And as I'm frying that fish, and here's another thing that I did is I put on a good message by Jim Cymbala out of the Brooklyn Tabernacle. Yeah, that's a great way to calm yourself down, or some music, calm yourself down. And you should have seen the meal that I made instead of the meal that I had planned because that got disrupted. But the meal that I made, come on, tilapia fried in panko with the perfect amount of salt. I made these beautiful chips with sweet potato chips broiled in coconut oil and kosher salt, and some broccoli sauteed in butter and garlic, and then some brown rice just smothered in butter with some salt, and I had a glass of wine. And then we ended up having a nice time outside, looking at the beautiful sky. Do you understand? I purposely went as far away from my reaction into let's just get this done. I'm not going to let this ruin my entire evening. And let's just have a good time enjoying each other, enjoying this meal. And then, of course, I made the brownies for my husband, one of his favorite things. Just turn it into a better night. And so that right there, in redefining success is not a cakewalk. Success is filled with all kinds of things that interrupt your plan, your routine, your life. And in redefining your success, you have to have, the ability and the flexibility, okay? The flexibility to go, all right, and not build on the horror story, but to go, bam, what do we do? Start with the task, get the job done. This is Dani Johnson. We're going to take more of your calls. You're going to give us advice today about how you stop the overreacting and get onto action for your success.
The Dani Johnson Show. No excuses, no blaming, just real life. Stay tuned for more of The Dani Johnson Show.
If you know me at all, I don't want you to spend a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and accept credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin Sykes at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He is so confident that he can save you money, he'll actually pay you $100. Listen, if you accept credit cards, check it out. Call 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service, guarantees he'll save you money or pay you $100. No risk, so why wait? Call today. It's quick to change from your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani told you to call. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709 or visit them at prestigemerchantsolutions.com.
With all the changes happening in healthcare, Christians want to know, is there any option that's God-honoring, affordable, and acceptable under the law? The answer is Medishare. It's not insurance. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. Unlike individual insurance plans, which are now required to cover the morning after pill, your healthcare dollars never pay for things that go against your beliefs. There's no enrollment period, so you could sign up anytime. You choose your doctors from America's largest provider network. And yes, it's affordable. Family options average around $300 a month. Medishare is healthcare Christians can believe in.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your healthcare. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical healthcare. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
We're back. Here's Dani Johnson.
You know, I used to be that girl that would just take my fist and pound it into something. Yes, I just said that. Like, Dani, you're violent. Come on, you've had moments of that kind of thing too. I grew up fighting as a kid, and unfortunately it followed me, and it was bad. It was really bad. Even resulted in sometimes with my husband where I attempted to punch him or attempted to kick him in the heat of a provoked fight, and words that were coming at me that I'm like, pushed all the wrong buttons. I haven't done that in a really long time, just so you know, meaning the words still sometimes happen, but the punch did not. Thankfully, he's a martial artist, so he was able to block and, anyway, not proud of that fact, but I used to be such a terrible overreactor, making mountains out of molehills, writing an entire horror film or story or book with my mouth whenever something bad would happen. It was, then this is going to happen, and that's going to happen. Unfortunately, a lot of us are that way. And if you plan on having a life that has success in it, and I'm talking about your whole life, I'm not talking about just success in business and only success in your health or your body or your family. I'm talking about the whole picture, even spiritual success. We have got to mature in this area of not being overreactors and piling on the excess stress that weighs us down and makes us mad and provokes us to anger and in some cases rage, but instead that we've got to take a pause and we got to have a plan for our overreacting selves. We're actually taking calls today about that because I could use advice in this area. I'm nowhere near what I used to be. Ooh, but I know that there's still more work that I need to be doing. Okay, so we've got Michelle from Colorado. Michelle, what about you? How are those, what do you do in those moments?
Well, I feel really pathetic when I look back at Saturday. I mean, because our God doesn't deserve what I did. It's kind of like the children of Israel, he brings them through the Red Sea, does all these miracles, and then they start weeping at their tents when they had to eat manna every day, But that's kind of how similar I feel after God did all these miracles for me, bringing me back to Colorado, giving me a good job, different things that he's done, my grandchild getting to visit me. On Saturday, I'm the one who made this mistake, big mistake. Kind of embarrassing to say to you, but I totally missed a $150 payment that was coming out of my account. And I was picking up from my second job $200. I'm like, oh my God, I have $200. I can get winter clothing. Oh my God. Thank you, Lord.
What?
Because I gave up everything to come back to Colorado. I only have my car and the things that fit in my car, so I don't have winter clothes. So I was like, okay, thank you, Jesus. I'm going to put this in the bag, and I'm going to get winter clothes. I'm so excited. Organic food today, because I love organic food. And, to me, success was...
Right away, you got $200 in your pocket, and you're already planning on spending it.
I know, that was bad.
Michelle, I'm so proud of you for confessing it, though, because I want to just wring your neck right now. Girlfriend!
I know, I'm glad you're really far away from me right now. But anyway, I should have just waited, period, But So then out of my account comes the payment that I missed totally. I am a sapphire, and I'm embarrassed of that too. But anyway, so then I was like brokenhearted with God because I have been believing for him to get me out of this financial distresses since 2010. I've stopped praying wimpy prayers and believing that my God will supply all my needs, which he has.
Yes.
But for some reason, my pathetic response in the car was, I was just like taking that out on God and saying things like, okay, God, I guess you just don't want to bless me. I guess I must be doing something wrong because, you said the Lord makes rich and doesn't add sorrow with it, and I got sorrow. So obviously I did this wrong thing. I don't know when I'm going to get out of this. And I guess I'll just go bring those coats back, and you're just going to have to give me the coats yourself. And I was actually thinking of Roman and how you had him to pray for those electric guitars.
Yes.
You didn't just give him electric guitars.
Nope.
You you need to pray, come to God for things. And so your voice is always in the back of my mind, believe me.
So here you're totally blaming God, and do you hear yourself? You're like totally sounding like a victim. Like the full-on victim of poor me. Wait, you actually booked a party, you rented a hall, you invited some people, you had some sad music playing, and you were singing a sad country western broken-hearted song.
Yes.
That's what you were doing.
And so I was like, then I caught myself the whole time I was doing that. And I'd say a word like, oh, sorry, God. Oh, wait, sorry, Father, I didn't mean that. Oh, wait, And like, this is so pathetic.
Yes.
And that's why he allowed this to happen, because he's more concerned about what's in the heart, you know. And
well, and he's also concerned about your cold weather and you being in Colorado. But isn't it interesting how he's trying to teach you how to manage your finances better? And right there was it. Like, hold on a second. And here, let me tell you how I see this situation. The way I see this situation, I see the loving hand of a father who is actually answering your prayers. First, you said this. You said, Father, I need help. Get me out of this financial position that I've put myself in, okay? So here you're in this financial position, and you've asked him for help, and he's teaching you. And so here, right away, you thought you had $200. You're like, right away, you're going to go spend it on, I heard the word coats.
yeah,
That was
coats.
plural.
Yeah. One for the fall, one for the snow. I have like this fear of cold.
So hold on a second. Coats. Plural. Did we need to buy all those coats? No. Did we need to buy all, right? And so here's what's so awesome about him. You see, he is answering your prayer. He's saying, honey, you asked me to teach you how to succeed financially. And the way to succeed financially is not when you get money in your pocket, it itches and you go buy stuff. The way you succeed financially is you pay your bills, you set aside money, you ask me to provide for your needs, and I will show you ways to do it that you do not know of. And so I believe that he was a very loving father in this case, saying, boom, oh, no, honey, take the coats back. Take all that shopping back. Nope, this is the first priority. Let's pay these bills and trust me for the coats. You'll be amazed how people will bring you stuff. You'll be amazed the places that you will find things versus spending money on things. There's all kinds of places to get free clothing for winter wear without buying it. There's all kinds of opportunities like that. Not to mention letting people know, hey, is there anybody getting rid of any winter clothing? Just moved to Colorado. You'd be amazed. You'd be amazed. So I think that he's a loving father taking care of you. And I love that you're saying, you know what? He did not deserve the curse that I was speaking to him. He did not deserve it. And I love that. And he loves that brokenness in your heart. And I believe that puts a smile on his face that she's like, she's awesome. I'm proud of her. She saw it. She's making it right. Now let's keep going on the same path. He's loving you by keeping you accountable. And I think that's awesome. He's also wanted to teach you faith, honey. He's wanting to teach you to live by faith and not worry, but to live by faith. And that that's hugely valuable. So thank you so much, Michelle. Yes, and sometimes we do. When we react, we do. We start cursing God. We start saying it's his fault. We want to, rent the hall, book the pity party, invite some people. No one shows up. So then, we're going to sing that brokenhearted song to God. And I love that Michelle was so candid to be able to share that. If you found yourself there, repent. Do what she did. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. It's a good thing to do. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more Redefining Your Success right after this.
Working to achieve happiness in life is not easy. Advice, life stories, solutions, a beacon of hope. Stay tuned for more of The Dani Johnson Show.
Cooking healthy, simple, and inexpensive is a key part to saving money. I know how hard it is to meal plan, and it takes a lot of time. This is why you need Emails. Emails does meal planning for you. They send you written plan every week that is easy to stick to so that you buy only what you need and you save a lot of money. Emails has a team of culinary professionals and clinical dietitians who create new plans for you with healthy and delicious recipes every week. Email plans are based on food styles like clean eating, paleo, diabetic, and slow cooker. The average Emails user saves $1,000 on groceries without using the kind of money-saving tips that I teach you. What's not to love about that? Emails.com makes healthy cooking at home simple and inexpensive. You need to get Emails in your life today. Go to emails.com using the promo code DANI, that's DANI, for a special discount. You're going to love me for this. Go to emails.com. You tell yourself that life isn't that bad. You relish the small pleasures. Drive-through coffee, big screen TV, vacations bought on credit cards. But that's as good as life gets unless you take a leap of faith. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, inviting you to join me for 2 days where you will acquire the skills to make the life you crave a reality. Call now 844-200-DANI or visit firststepstosuccess.com.
Is this the way you should live your life?
Be strong, but not rude.
Be kind,
But not weak. Be bold, but not a bully. Be thoughtful.
but not lazy.
Be humble, but not timid. Be proud, but not arrogant. To have humor, but without folly.
Get real lessons on life, finances, relationships. Get real with Dani Johnson. Dani Johnson. The Dani Johnson Show.
Dani Johnson Show. Dani Johnson Show.
Welcome to hour 2 of the Dani Johnson Show. Hey, are you a molehill, mountain building, overreacting, sweating the small stuff, living person like I am? Listen, I used to be really, really bad with that. I did. And you know what? In living out a life of success, one of the things that you must do is to learn to mature, especially in this area, because I want you to think about it. In your work life, as well as your home life, or just in your everyday life while you're out in public around your community, if you are a hot-headed overreactor, man, you get branded with that, friend. You do. In fact, do you know a hot-headed overreactor? Do you know somebody like that? Do you know somebody that just, boom, just overreacts like crazy? You know what I have found? That I have a tendency of being provoked into, being drug into conversations with people who are like that versus standing back. And by the way, I'm so proud of myself. About a week and a half ago, I was in a situation like that. For 2 hours, somebody was, and I was so proud of myself because I was quiet. I was actually praying under my breath the entire time. And I was just, peace. I kept just speaking peace over my spirit, peace over my soul, thanking the Lord for His Holy Spirit that I'm not going to react in this situation, and I did not. Yes, I was listening at the same time that my spirit was praying, and it was awesome to be able to be in a situation like that normally I would be provoked. I would allow myself to be provoked. I would react and probably overreact. I would probably get heated in a situation like that, but thank God that I did not. Yet, here we have a last night situation. I didn't freak out or anything like that. I just ended up with tears in my eyes because everything, my whole schedule and my family, it's a long story. I went through it in the first hour. I don't need to bore you with the details now, but the point is that how we respond to things, whether we allow that heat to rise up from our innards, and it's heating, and pretty soon it's a burning inferno rising up out of our mouths and out of our eyes. We can feel our head is hotter than hell, and so is our tongue. And bam, there we go. And I've been there, done that too many times in my life, but we have to grow. We have to succeed. We have to choose to mature in this area. And so we're taking callers today, getting advice for them on how they choose to cool down and get a different perspective. And the timing of today's show was absolutely perfect because I found myself in that place. And I find myself that with text, text is a really fast, easy way to overreact. And I'm now practicing the habit of, I'm not going to answer that text right now. I'm not going to assume that I know the spirit of which the person just sent that scathing text or that punch in the face or whatever, because we get them, right? Whether it's with the family or some of our coworkers or some of our spiritual daughters, that they might have this, it's like this attack back kind of a thing. We're all in the process of healing, right? We're all in the process of getting better, right? All of us need an editor. There's not a single one of us that are higher than thou and mightier than thou. We are never going to be too old old to learn. We are never going to be too famous to learn. We are never going to be too powerful to learn. We are never going to be old enough to not learn. The bottom line is that all of us humans, that if we are not growing personally, we are dying. And that's my personal motto about success in life. For business, finances, or relationships, we have to learn continuously. And we got to learn from our own mistakes. We've got to shore up some of these fleshy, fiery habits that we formed as little kids, and some of us are still living like we did in the 4th grade on the playground when Joey said something bad about me and I punched him in the nose, right? I ended up going to the principal's office. But he said, it doesn't matter. I am responsible for my own response. That's what I'm responsible for. It doesn't matter how big the issue is, and no matter how big somebody else did, I am responsible for my response. And that is something I'm really focused on for my life at this season in my life right now, because there's all kinds of things going on around me, just as they're going around you, and these things that pop up. And when you're around other people that are overreactors, well, if you overreact to their overreaction, that makes you an overreactor too. So I think it's important to identify who gets under your skin. And you have a focus. You have a diligent plan and a focus on how to manage that relationship. Manage your own emotions. What is your plan to stand against the overreaction that you tend to do? Why? Here on the Dani Johnson Show, we're redefining success. You know, Disney has told us that success means that, you know, there's a rainbow and a pot of gold at the end of it. And, you know, you meet Mr. Right, you kiss him, and bam, you're married to the perfect person, right? Or wait, you could kiss a frog and it turns into a prince, or kiss a beast and it turns into a prince. Whatever. Okay? We have come into the culture of a lottery mentality. We have become a people who have gotten lazy. We have become a people who are entitled. We become a people of self-service. We want everything done our way, how we want it done, when we want it done. And this is a culture of complete, at the rotten part of the core of it is complete self-centeredness. And self-centeredness will never result in long-lasting success. It will never result in a legacy of success. It will not result in success of marriages or families. It will not result in success of finances or business. You might have some short-term little beeps, but little bleep on a screen, but at the end of the day, you end up losing it all. And you know that's true. You know it's true. We've seen it. Come on, we've seen it. So here on the Dani Johnson Show, every day we are redefining success and tackling the real life issues, the real life obstacles, the real life obstructions, the real life monsters that come in our life to test us and to challenge us to mature, to grow, to find new strategies so that we can no longer be what we were, so that we can climb to higher places of harmony, success in every area of our lives, okay? So I almost wanted to pray right there. All right, so we're going to hear from Kay Ann from Alberta, Canada. She is going to share with us, okay, Kay Ann, how do you deal with a bad day? What is your strategy? What is your plan in dealing with those bad days?
Hey, Dani. So the other day I was just having one of those bad days, and nothing major was going wrong, just little things like people were getting in my way, and I think our renters that were lined up for next month canceled on us, and my house was messy, all those little things. Like, I like to have a schedule, right?
Yeah.
And normally I play the victim. I'm like, you know, it's embarrassing to admit this, but I say, you know, everything went wrong, so I can I'm justified in being miserable. I'm justified in being grumpy. Yeah. I'm just having a bad day, right?
Yeah. And then you know what, though, Kayan, is that one bad day turns into what?
Another one, and the bad week.
Yep. And the bad month, and then the what?
Bad life.
The bad life, the bad year. And really, that's how it happens, isn't it, Kayan? It's how it happens. It starts with one day, and we can feel the bubbling, right? Right when you were talking about, like, the house was a mess, the somebody was in your way, there was traffic, the renters canceled. It's like, bam, but does it start in your belly like it starts in mine?
Oh, yes.
Right?
I get all uptight. I turn into a knot. And you know what? And it doesn't just affect me. Like, it affects my husband. It affects the people around me. And that's what's so bad about it. And so the other day, I don't know what happened, but something changed, and I decided this was a choice for me.
Yes.
It was my choice. I could let this make me miserable. I could take it out on my husband when he got home from work. I could be miserable all day, or I could just fight it.
Yes.
And so I prayed the power of Jesus over my bad day. I claimed that it was going to be a good day, and then I held my mind in an iron lock. I was just like, I'm not going there.
Yes.
I'm not going there.
Wow. And it worked, did it not?
It did. It really did. Evening came, and I was feeling so much better.
Yes.
And it's so empowering to make that choice.
Yes.
I don't know. It felt great.
Kayanne, I'm so glad that you shared that, okay? Because we've heard a few different ways that people are dealing with those bad days, but this is really powerful. Just so happened this morning, I was listening to a message by Jim Cymbala from the Brooklyn Tabernacle. You should listen to him. He's amazing. But it was a message called The Director, and it's a sermon that he taught like some weeks ago. And one of the things that he talked about was that our flesh, right? So our nature is not something that will ever change. The only thing that changes it is if we walk by the Spirit, and that's exactly what you did. Our flesh is what it is. We're human. It has all kinds of lustful desires. It has fits of rage. Our flesh, our human nature, wants things that is bad for us. Our human nature is not something that wants something that is great and harmonious and wonderful, but it's when we walk by the Spirit. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so bad. I have to listen to this message again. I really do. And it was just speaking to me because I was in a place of do I react or do I not react? And it's true. We have a choice. And our choices of being a victim, our choices of everything is miserable and I'm going to take it out on my husband, I'm going to take it out on my wife, I'm going to take it out on my kids, I'm going to take it out on my coworkers, I'm going to take it out on my finances. People take their bad day even out on their finances by doing what? I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to go out to eat. Forget this nonsense. I need to go party. You know what I mean? And so they do that. So they're in this pain place and they go try to find some kind of pleasure to cover it up. But in all reality, that pleasure causes more pain. And so just as what you did, no, this is a choice. I'm choosing to claim my Savior over this day. And I am declaring that the rest of my day is going to be a better day. And I loved what you said. You put a lock on your head and you refused to react. Now that is maturity. Now that is success. Now that gets you promoted in life, and that opens up the door for harmony, for peace, for love, for security, for a gratitude, thanksgiving to rise up in your heart. I am so proud of you, Kay, because that's exactly what I needed to hear, and that's what everybody else needed to hear today. That is the right example, and that you had the fruit. The rest of the day was awesome. And that's how it goes, and we have to choose we have to choose the right thing. Life or death. Pick one. You will eat the fruit of it. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this.
You can't be the old person you used to be and the new person you want to become. Let go of the past and hang on for what's new and exciting and about to come into your life. Stay tuned to The Dani Johnson Show. There's more to come.
Cooking healthy, simple, and inexpensive is a key part to saving money. I know how hard it is to meal plan, and it takes a lot of time. This is why you need Emails. Emails does meal planning for you. They send you written plan every week that is easy to stick to so that you buy only what you need and you save a lot of money. Emails has a team of culinary professionals and clinical dietitians who create new plans for you with healthy and delicious recipes every week. Email plans are based on food styles like clean eating, paleo, diabetic, and slow cooker. The average Emails user saves $1,000 on groceries without using the kind of money-saving tips that I teach you. What's not to love about that? Emails.com makes healthy cooking at home simple and inexpensive. You need to get Emails in your life today. Go to emails.com using the promo code DANI, that's DANI, for a special discount. You're going to love me for this. Go to emails.com.
Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
If you know me at all, I don't want you to spend a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and accept credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin Sykes at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He is so confident that he can save you money, he'll actually pay you $100. Listen, if you accept credit cards, check it out. Call 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. Guarantees he'll save you money or pay you $100. No risk, so why wait? Call today. It's quick to change from your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani told you to call. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709 or visit them at prestigemerchantsolutions.com.
If you're a Christian who's paying too much for healthcare, you're going to love Medishare. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. It's affordable. Families average around $300 a month, and it's accepted by America's largest network of health providers. Plus, the healthcare law has a special provision for Medishare members, so you're exempt from any tax penalties. But here's the best part. Medishare is based on the timeless principles found in God's Word. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is healthcare the way God meant it to be.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your healthcare. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical healthcare. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Helping you get a grip on your priorities and your focus. The Dani Johnson Show.
Here's Dani Johnson.
Friend, life is filled with choices, whether you realize it or not. It really is. It's filled with choices. What will you choose today? Things are spinning out of control all around you. What is the success plan when somebody else invades your life and changes everything that you're supposed to get done? Just decides to, bam, mess it all up. What is your response? You can choose to freak out and fret and worry and get really upset, really mad, and have all the things going off in your head of like, I can't believe they did that. Why in the world is this happening like that? Why don't they just get it? Why can't they just not mess with things, right? Or it could be, all right, and what we've heard so far, get busy on the task. don't even go there. Just get busy on the task. Another thing that we had heard, which was so powerful, is somebody just said, I stopped, I prayed, I made the choice to say the rest of this day is going to be a good day. And she had a gridlock on her head that I am not going to entertain victim. I'm not going to entertain misery. I'm not going to entertain that this is a bad day and it's going to be a bad week and it's going to be a bad month and a bad year. I love working with you. All right, so we're taking more calls. We're taking advice from you. How do you come out of a bad day? So, Ina from Springfield.
Yes.
Hi. How do you get out of a bad day? Tell me what. I know you had a bad day recently, which is why you've called in. But tell me, what did you do to? How did you come to that place of decision, and what was the result?
Actually, it was more than a bad day. It was more like a bad year.
No.
It's in January 2010, we had a house fire, which we lost everything, and we had no insurance. Well, it expired in December.
Wow.
And everything we've ever worked for, we worked a lot. We
lost it all.
A couple million in the real estate prior, and everything was left that we ever had was in that house. And
wow.
It was falling before our eyes.
Wow.
We miraculously, we were in the grace period, in the 30-day grace period, and insurance covered it.
Wow.
So that was a miracle in itself. But the first few days, I thought, that's it. We're with 4 children. We're moving into our parents' house because we have nowhere else to go, and we have nothing, including our car, our family car that was in the garage.
Oh, my gosh.
We lost it all.
Wow.
So, and thank God, in a couple of days, we found out that we were still under the 30-day grace period, and started working with insurance and rebuilding our life, and with the help of insurance, because at that point we were.
It's a lot of work. A lot of work to have to, right? A lot of work, a lot of decisions to make, all of that stuff. It's a lot of stress.
It was a complete demolition and rebuilding, and having 4 kids living with your parents and trying to rebuild a life.
Yeah.
Well, that was just the beginning of the troubles. Then in May, we lost our baby boy who was 19 months. He drowned.
Oh my gosh.
And that was I think where the fire was hard, but we could work through that. But losing that, and the worst part was on our oldest son's 11th birthday, and they were best friends.
Oh my God.
Our oldest took care of the youngest.
Wow.
And that was, we had 4 kids, and then losing that, it was really tough. And he was blaming himself because he wasn't home, because he was at his birthday party. And
okay, so this is like massive trauma.
Yes.
One of losing the house burning to the ground, the car, everything. That's one trauma. The trauma of taking you, your husband, and your 4 kids and moving in with your parents. That's a whole other trauma. Okay, and then followed by another trauma of your youngest child, a baby, dying. This is like, and this is all in 1 year? This is all in 1 year?
Not end there.
No, I got you. I'm sure there's like 4 or 5 more traumas. My goodness. Now, woman, this is like in the last few years. So you said this started in 2010. Okay. And sometimes, and I have to tell you, your life sounds similar to mine. Sometimes traumas come in waves. Sometimes they do. Yeah. And things, you're just moving right along. Things are going great, right? You said you had a couple $1 million in assets. You lost it all, right? You got 4 kids. Life is being lived, and then bam, right? This is what I call, and this is how I explain my marriage. The seasons of bliss separated by earthquakes, tsunamis, tornadoes, and hurricanes, and typhoons, sometimes all at the same time. And that's exactly what you went through. For a couple of years, it sounds like. So hold on one second, Ine. We have to cut over to a quick break. This is what I want you to think about as we cut over to the break. I want to hear, where was the turning point? Okay, where was the turning point? What place did you come to where enough is enough and you've got to deal with this and get your head out of that place? This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
Life! It's about the journey. Are you living the life you want to live?
Is it going the way you want it to go?
Don't live your life by default. Live by going the way you want to go. Dani can help you with your roadmap to life. The Dani Johnson Show.
If you know me at all, I don't want you to spend a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and accept credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin Sykes at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He is so confident that he can save you money, he'll actually pay you $100. Listen, if you accept credit cards, check it out. Call 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service, guarantees he'll save you money or pay you $100. No risk, so why wait? Call today. It's quick to change from your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Danny told you to call. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709 or visit them at prestigemerchantsolutions.com. If you love to cook, but you hate planning, you'll love emails. Emails completely removes the pressures of planning healthy and budget-friendly meals. Every week, your emails plan comes straight into your inbox with easy recipes and a shopping list. Then all the ingredients you need for yummy meals are already in the house after you go to the grocery store. And you could save an average of $1,000 this year. Emails.com makes healthy cooking inexpensive and simple. Go to emails.com and use the promo code DANNY for that exclusive discount.
Now, more of the Dani Johnson Show.
Just think about this for a second. You probably don't want to think about this, okay? Because it's like, Danny, this is like too heavy. It's too far down. You know, your house, your entire, you lose millions of dollars in your assets. Your house burns to the ground. All the kids' pictures, right? You know, the clothes and stuff like that don't really mean much. It's those sentimental things that, you know, are gone. They're burned. They are nothing but ashes. The car, move in with mom and dad, and then your son dies. Your baby dies, right? It's your baby is gone. I mean, this is like trauma after trauma after trauma. And, you know, people go through this, and I have found that sometimes trauma comes in waves. Now, don't get afraid right now, because today you're being equipped on how to manage that, how to deal with that, how to move from that. In fact, this is interesting. Just a couple of days ago, I had gotten an email from my partners at Food for the Poor. And I went a year ago down into Haiti to see a village that we were going to vet out, to see if it was something that we wanted to really join in partnership with in helping to rebuild a village where this earthquake came and demolished 2,000 people's homes, demolished 2,000 people's clean water, demolished their crops. And, you know, it was great that a lot of people from America went down and, you know, and they did some things while all of the lights, camera, and action was happening. But as soon as the notoriety for doing the good works was all done, people left and they went on and they did their own thing and no longer were supporting to help rebuild Haiti. Well, we partnered with somebody that has continuously helped in Haiti, King's Ransom Foundation. And so we went in there to vet out a village, and this village had lost it all. And you just can't even imagine what they put homes together with. For example, there was this grandmother who I'd met, and her home basically was just banana leaves. I want you to imagine, this is you. It's banana leaves and branches that are just kind of laying on top of each other, and she just had enough to just squeeze her tiny little frail body inside of that. And this little, it wasn't a teepee, it wasn't even a tent, it was just kind of bushes standing on top of each other, and she slides her body inside of there to sleep at night, along with, I'm sure, the scorpions and spiders and snakes and everything else, then ants and everything else that could be living in there. It broke my heart to see an elderly woman that way. She'd lost her whole family in this earthquake. And Fida, who had 9 children, her husband had gone to the city to try to find work, and he had not returned in 2 months. They had no food at all. They had no food. The filthy water that was in the white bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket of paint, right? So it's an empty bucket, white, and there's just filthy water in there. The little boy is grabbed out of the dirty, filthy ditch. And Mama's going to have to figure out how to make that water good enough to put in her baby's mouths. Scary situation, right? This is traumatic. This is awful. But see, there's something so powerful that when trauma hits, trauma is a time where faith can be birthed. Trauma sometimes can come in waves, and we can either have it kill us or make us stronger. And I love what happened in this Pastor Joseph in Kadwa, Haiti. This trauma hit, It caused him to stand firm on his faith, and he began to pray, and he began to pray, and he saw nothing for 4 years, and he began to pray. He saw nothing for 4 years, and all of a sudden, some friends and I were there in front of him, hearing the story and asking him, what's the need of your people? This pastor knew the need: water, food, shelter, basic things that you and I take for granted every single day. This village had lost thousands of their kids who died because of starvation, because of disease that was in the water. Thousands have died. And yet, this man prayed. He believed for a miracle. Well, guess what? I want you to imagine looking at this picture. If you're watching this on television, you can see this picture right now. The woman, the old woman, who is now standing now with her granddaughter, her old house, and her brand new house that we just finished building for her. Fida and her 9 children. Here's a picture of Fida and her husband who came home, and 6 of their 9 children. The other 3 must have been running amok in their brand new home. Why? Because trauma can give birth to faith. And faith that says nothing is impossible for my God. He said that he would bring shelter. He said that he would provide for all of my needs. He said that he would stand with me in a storm. This pastor stood firm, and look how our worlds collide. Look at this. You've been a partner with helping to rebuild Kadwa, Haiti. We're almost done. In the next month and a half, we've got to shore up the rest of the finances to build those 2,000 people homes, 2 clean water supplies, and a sugar plant that will provide 200 jobs. Go to kingsransom.org right now and give what you can. We've got this last push of about $150,000 that's got to come in so that the ones that we made the promises to, that we're going to build you a home. We are going to bring clean water that'll take care of you and your children for the rest of your life. And we are going to provide 200 jobs. We made a promise. Help us deliver on that promise right now. kingsransom.org. Kadwa, Haiti is the project. You'll see it right there on the homepage, right at the top. Kadwa, Haiti. Click there and go give what you can. These people lost more than everything. But one man rose up in faith and said, I'm going to believe for a miracle. And God brought the miracle, and you can be a part of that miracle. Imagine, look at these pictures. Look at these faces smiling now. They have a safe home for their family. No longer living in the bush, no longer living under leaves, no longer serving up kids nasty water, but clean, fresh water. You brought hope. kingsransom.org, that's kingsransom.org, or you can call this phone number, 888-291-7123. Again, that's 888-291-7123. We're talking about disasters that hit our lives, and we just finished hearing about a woman who, yes, her husband and her 4 kids, their house burnt to the ground. Then they lost their son, their youngest of their 4 children. And I asked her to think about what brought the defining moment, that choice for things to change. And so, I'm bringing you back from Springfield, Missouri. I know there's plenty of more trauma to talk about, but I want you to talk about right now what changed for you to come to the place of, I have to move out of this season of trauma.
Well, I had no other choice. I had 3 other children that I had to get up. All I wanted to do is drink sleeping pills and not get out of my room.
Yeah.
But I had no choice. I made a choice every morning to get up and be, put on a strong face for my other kids and be there for them.
Yes.
That was the only choice that I could have made for them.
Yeah.
Because I had my 3 kids and 6 other kids that within 2 weeks lost their mother, and I was the closest thing to them. So I had 9 kids that I had to stay strong for.
Yeah.
Every day I had to get up and be there for them, and that was the one thing that kept me going. Every day I wanted to get up and drink sleeping pills, but I knew I couldn't. That was not a choice I had. So the choice I had is just to believe that God has something greater. God has better plans.
Yep.
God will help us through it.
Yep.
Get up and go.
Get up and go. So tell me, what happened from there? How did that change your mindset? How did that help you deal with the 9 children that you were dealing with in your current circumstances? Versus swallowing the sleeping pills. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just no. I just look at having the children around, looking at them, and being strong for them because they had their breakdown moments, especially my oldest son.
Yeah.
At that time was 11. It was really tough for him, so we had no choice. We had to talk, and we had to, talk. We're going to see Marcus. We're going to see him. He actually just turned 6 last Sunday, or would have turned 6 last Sunday.
Yeah.
And instead of being in Chuck E. Cheese, we were at his gravesite.
Right.
And you know what? We were all okay. We were all just, one day we'll see him.
Yes.
And that's what we're, every day we had to make the choice to keep going. We have other kids. God blessed us with another son, and his name is Reuben. His name means gift of God, and he's amazing. Although the doctors told me he will be born Down syndrome and all kinds of problems. He was born healthy, a miracle of God.
Yes.
And he is almost 3, and he is the joy of our life, all of us. And
that's awesome.
God's there for us. He's helped us through everything.
Yes. You know what? And we have to allow God to help us. You know what I mean? We have to make that choice. And it's easy to make the choice of swallowing the bottle of sleeping pills. It's easy to pull the cover over our heads. But what we must do is we must make the choice to stand firm on faith and to look at the other kids that are around you and say, I can live for them. I can live and I can help them deal with what they're going through. I can make the best out of these circumstances. And I'm going to choose to trust God. I'm going to choose to praise God. And it's incredible how all of a sudden the fog clears, the skies are beautiful periwinkle blue, the sun is shining down upon you, and you can feel the Father kissing you on the forehead saying, I'm with you. You see, success is not having a perfect life. And that's really what we've bought in this world, this lottery ticket mentality, this entitled mentality, this self-centered mentality. We can't live like that. If we're going to succeed, and we're going to have success in our family, our finances, in our business, our careers, in our spiritual life, we are going to have to face traumas, and we're going to have the right attitude moving through those traumas to say, I'm still going to trust, I'm still going to have faith, and I'm still going to praise Him who made me. I'm going to trust that all of this is going to work for my good. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
Good people bring out the good in people. And you're sharing great moments with thousands of good people right now. There's more of the Dani Johnson Show coming up. Stay here.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
If you know me at all, I don't want you to spend a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and accept credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin Sykes at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He is so confident that he can save you money, he'll actually pay you $100. Listen, if you accept credit cards, check it out. Call 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. Guarantees he'll save you money or pay you $100. No risk. So why wait? Call today. It's quick to change from your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani told you to call. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709 or visit them at prestigemerchantsolutions.com.
We're back. Here's Dani Johnson.
Bad days come and go, my friend. They do. And bad days are a dime a dozen, and sometimes waves of trauma will come through. But the important thing with redefining success for you is that you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You don't say during those seasons of trauma and trials that, oh, forget it then, man, it's too hard. Nothing ever works for me. Everything is always bad. I never can trust anybody. That's the person I used to be, making mountains out of molehills. Just piling shovel of dirt after shovel of dirt after shovel of dirt over that little tiny hole or that little tiny mound, and making a big deal about it and just saying, forget it, phooey with it, it's too difficult, I'm done. No, success will have traumas in it. It will have failures in it. It will have tragedy in it. And what we do with those circumstances determines whether we get promoted or demoted. And by the way, if you've been demoted, it's only temporary. It's time to screw on the right head and take up the tasks in which you need to get the job done. Walk by faith and not by sight. So today we've been taking calls throughout the last couple of hours of the Dani Johnson Show, which by the way is here 6 days a week and even 7 days a week on our website, DaniJohnson.com. But whatever station you are listening to this program is the station that airs the show every single day of the week. We want to encourage you today to define success for you. You have a destiny. And in that destiny, the road to success is always paved for hardships and traumas and tragedies. What's your response during those times to those bad days that are like, small things that just tip us off? How do you overcome? And we've learned a lot today from you who've been calling in and sharing with us some tragedies, some traumas, some little teeny tiny things that happen that just tick us off, and the choices that we've made and how we walk through them, because we've got to mature. We look really stupid to people we work with and live with when we are an overreactor, and especially when we're sweating the small stuff, because we know that there's a much bigger perspective, and a lot of times the small stuff that we're sweating really is small. We've just made it bigger with our minds, bigger with our mouths. Now, trauma is a different story. That's a big deal. But just the little tiny things that tick you off about somebody, someone's not treating you right, come on now, grow up. Don't punch somebody in the face like I've done in the past. Denise, we know that you had a bad day yesterday, but I want to hear about how you overcame it. What strategy did you use? What decision did you make to not stay in that bad day?
Me?
Yes, you, Denise.
Okay. Well, I was in the other room. How are you today?
Awesome.
Good. Well, my bad day is attempting to carry over to today, but it's not going to work. My bad day yesterday, I got up and my cell phone would not send a text. So in our world of modern technology, you want it to work.
I know.
And being a business owner, you need it to work, especially if it's your business phone. So I noticed after I got about 15 miles away from home that it still hadn't sent that text that I needed it to send. And so I went through the bank and I told my banker girl, I said, hey, shoot me a text and see if I get it. Well, I never got it. Well, I thought, okay, I shut my phone off, turned it back on. It took it 7 miles to come back on.
Now, look, I can already feel the blood boiling, right? The blood is beginning to boil. Okay, so Denise, listen to me. I want to know where, and what did you do to not allow, because you said it's trying to creep in today, but it is not going to work. So is that your stance? Like you just say, no, I'm done with this. I'm going to choose not to respond. I'm going to choose not to react. Nice try, pig from hell. You're not getting under my skin today.
I'm like, okay, devil, just back off, because I ain't got no time for you. I had to be at the dentist at 9 yesterday morning, and after the dentist, well, before I got out of the dentist, my phone died. But on my way, I tried to make a phone call. I couldn't make a phone call. Yeah. So I can't.
Gosh, is this not all small stuff, right? This is all the small stuff. This is all the first world problems. My form of technology, my tiny little computer that's in my hand is not working. What a terrible inconvenience.
Yeah. And so I came back to my hometown later
Ridiculous.
on. 2 hours I spent at the cell store. They couldn't get it fixed. They gave me a loaner. And since I've waited on you to answer my call, my phone has lost the call, and it has died, and it's now on the charger. But praise God, I'm an overcomer, and we ain't got time for this.
I love it, girl. Denise from Kansas, that is absolutely awesome and so true. And there comes that point where you're like, you ain't getting under my skin today, buddy. I call him a pig. There really is an adversary out there. And oh boy, does he love to get under our skin, cause us to boil, let fire come out of our mouths, fire come out of our ears and our eyes. No, sometimes you just have to say, nope, not going there. Get behind me, pig, now. I'm done. I'm not going there. Period. End of story. I have the power to overcome. I love it. I love all of these different tips that we're getting, okay? We got Jennifer from St. George, Utah, as we're wrapping up the show. Jennifer, what is it that carries you beyond and overcoming a bad day?
Good morning. I rely a lot on faith, and, I've loved listening to what everybody has had to say. And trauma definitely can be that thing that pushes one to go one way or the other. And my husband passed away 6 years ago, and for the first 3 of that, I spent very angry with God and at the bottom of a bottle. And fortunately for me, everything kind of became this beautiful chorus of disaster, which woke me up and gave me the tools to find God again. And
what was that like? What was that like, Jennifer, to find God again? Explain to me how that felt after that 3 years of drowning your sorrows in the bottom of a bottle and being upset with God and hating God, to this place of, I need you, God.
I didn't have anything else. Mm-hmm. My family was furious with me, justifiably so.
Yeah.
My sweet boyfriend was done. Everybody was pretty done.
Yeah.
And I was pretty done. And it was a moment, I think it was after I got my 90-day chip, I just sat and cried. And somebody had said something about being a mistake, and that they realized that, we don't look at our children as if they were mistakes.
That's
so
right.
why in the world would God look at us as if we were?
And he does not. He does not.
And no, he doesn't.
Nope.
And it was a huge turning point. And
that you realize that you are his daughter. You're his daughter, his chosen vessel, that he values you, that he loves you unconditionally, that he is there for you, and that even though you attempted to drown your sorrows in a bottle, and even though you probably said all kinds of wonderful, colorful words about him and about everybody else, that even in all of that sin, he loved you, he values you, and he says, rise up, my daughter. I will help you be free of this pain, of this sorrow. I'm here for you. Now walk with me. I love it. And you know what? And there's something powerful that happens when we get that revelation, that although people may not value us, but he does. He does. And he will not allow more to come to us than we cannot handle. And we have to choose to believe by faith that this is all going to work itself out. And it truly is all small stuff in the grand scope of things. This is Dani Johnson. Thanks so much for joining us today. Join me tomorrow as we redefine success for you and help you to succeed in every area of your life. God bless.
We welcome you to join us right back here again. Until then, make the most of life. You've been listening to The Dani Johnson Show.
Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today. You tell yourself that life isn't that bad. You relish the small pleasures. Drive-through coffee, big screen TV, vacations bought on credit cards. But that's as good as life gets unless you take a leap of faith. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, inviting you to join me for 2 days where you will acquire the skills to make the life you crave a reality. Call now 844-200-DANI or visit firststepstosuccess.com.